Gonna wait for Bobby. I already sent him the invite. I'm already a step ahead of myself here. I actually have kind of a cool little announcement to make. I mean, I'm excited about it. I get excitement out of things that other people probably don't, but I will share that with you when you guys are here. I do have a lineup in the top 100, if that means anything, in the lottery tournament on DraftKings from this afternoon. I am cashing as I always do in the bigger one over there, and off to a pretty decent start in golf also. I'll share that. I'll share all that with you in a minute. And I will share my ownerships with you guys and what I'm doing for this evening slate as well. And we'll see who's live. Anything? Anybody got a good sweat going on for the afternoon? I guess I'll share. Is Bobby? Let me give me just one sec. What's up, Bobby?
What's up? I usually wait till White Claw Friday to have a.
Hang on,
but it's White Claw Thursday for me.
Something I have to mute a second here. I was about to update people on the afternoon slate, which, as usual, I'm cashing in the big one.
Nice. I was until Nola just gave up some runs.
Well, I was gonna brag. Nola. One second.
Guys, say what's up when you get in the chat and everything. And
yeah. So here I'll show what I got going on. So in the big one here, I'm in 34th. I still have 12. Whatchamacallit guys going there, even with Nola blowing up, and who knows? I ended up going to Arizona.
Yeah, nice. I played Carson Kelly in my big one and stuff, but I didn't get to the Arizona. I literally couldn't believe I was cashing with the Giants 4-man stack. Like I was how's that happening? Yeah, every other guy hit a home run for me, except for what's his name?
And if this Colorado game can go to overtime, and maybe I'll get a couple more swipes out of that, maybe move up a little bit. And the other one that I have, again, I was gonna say gonna brag, whatever it is, but I have a lot of fantasy points in this one. I have 141 in this one, which was more, and I was like in 25th until Nola gave up that home run. So this one, and I got some units too left, but is he out of the game now, Nola? I hope so.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
Yeah. So, but I got Harper and I got some Colorado pokes in there and Story. So maybe that game will go to double overtime. I'll get something going over there. One thing I did notice, by the way, about these Colorado Chicago games or whatever, these chalk games.
Yeah.
If you play like the really just awful players, you can get them at low ownership.
No, the awful players are all throughout their lineup. It's really not a
right. I got this guy F. Schwindel. I got 3%. So you got 8.
Yeah. I mean, we could go on a laundry list of how that guy was 25% on a full slate the other night, which was thing in history. And no ownership, sure, makes perfect sense.
And the other bit of good news is I knew we knew we weren't going to hang on for first and second, but off to a good start with my main lineup in the golf, 24th place in this thing, which is
nice. I'm 19th right now, so we're going to be hopefully.
Yeah, look at us. We're doing great there.
Yeah,
there's Bobby right there. So basically, we both have the same 3 in English, Scheffler, and Berger, and he's got a better chance of like a bunch of guys coming in, whatever. I think I have the best chance to win by 5 strokes. We'll see in a second. But he's got Louis. He's got Louis, Hatton, and Horschel, and I have Kim, Smith, and Bryson. So we'll see. Hopefully we're battling.
Same lineup I have there with Bryson everywhere else. So yeah. I do have outs there. I actually was at second place in the 250K one when I was in first place in that one because I had Bryce and everybody was it was looking great. And then Kenny showed me he had the same exact lineup that I had too. So which is weird because it was unique in the $20, but Kenny had the exact same lineup in the $5. It's just very strange. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I have a couple of public service announcements.
Okay.
So this is some of the things that I get the most enjoyment out of. So I was working on this project with Excel for the site for like the last couple of weeks, and I announced this morning to my partners that it was going to get done today, and it did. So what we have now, and I'm going to put out a video of exactly how to do it. But now the spreadsheets that are uploaded on TrueDFS for baseball for premium members now have upload tabs where you can download a tab to upload to three of the three optimizers that I have it set to do. So I'm gonna have one. You'll have one tab for Fantasy Cruncher. You'll have one tab for SaberSim, and you'll have one tab for Roto Grinders.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was no small feat to get this done, actually. And if it's not 100% templated right, I think it is, but I also developed a real nice, easy way for me to change that so that it doesn't take me another 3 weeks to get it done. So you'll see when the next, you'll see it now if you look, but you'll see that each spreadsheet for the projections, not the stacks, because the stacks don't get uploaded. The projections will have a tab. FC is Fantasy Cruncher, SS is SaberSim, and RG is Roto Grinders. And I'm going to be putting out a video hopefully tomorrow about how to utilize this. And I as I mentioned in several of these chats, this is only, I really consider this a stopgap measure. I really would like eventually to not even have to go through Google Sheets, that we could just upload it more dynamically to the optimizers. But until then, I think this is a good thing to address what a lot of people were asking for. So that got done today. So very,
awesome.
Very happy about that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's great, man. That's really good.
Speaking of which, I would also like to give another public service announcement. And, I don't even know if our affiliate links got set up, whatever it is right now, but I'm telling you guys that the SaberSim optimizer for creating freaking upside lineups that fade ownership is literally the only one that I've seen that does it. And it's literally the only optimizer that builds my lineups, especially in the sports I know nothing about. Okay. I'll give you an example. So you guys all know I've been playing League of Legends. I've been playing it for months now. It's 100% my best ROI sport. I mean, it's not even close. Okay.
Crazy, man.
It's ridiculous. And I guess part of it is because I really don't know what's going on, and I don't have any biases, whatever it is. But all I am doing is look, I'm using my projections, which I consider, that's very proprietary. I'm really good with that. And then I'm plugging them into SaberSim, tweaking the sliders, which I'll get into another day, and just running the lineups and making no changes. Okay. And forget the results for a second. I just want to give you an example. So today there was a League of Legends tournament, and you have to imagine this. League of Legends has 6 slots. Okay. There's 6 people you could play, and at most there's like a 4-game slate. So the chances that you get a unique lineup at all, forget the fact that if it ever comes in, right? The fact that you even have a unique lineup is very slim. But like today on FanDuel, there was like 800 people in the tournament, or whatever. I came in first, second, and third all by myself. Okay, and the fact that they actually won is one thing, but the fact that I was even able to create lineups like that had chance, to me, is even already like proof. So I'm going to get those guys on here. I have no idea how that algorithm works, but
yeah, you got to get them on there, because this is pretty
on there.
every day. I'm jealous, man. I get to watch you win every day at this stuff, and I've never even touched it. I'm like, God, maybe am I making a mistake with my life here by missing out on some of this stuff?
And so in any case, those are my public services. But I'm very, very proud of the upload thing. And if it's tweaky, then let me know. But so that's that. What do we got for tonight's slate, Bobby?
So I think that there's a number of ways you can get different, which is what your goal should be on this kind of a slate. Well, I'll just start off with pitching. I do think the only pitcher I'm playing at low ownership is Stripling. That he's low owned. I have him 25% on DraftKings, 20% on FanDuel in the end. I was not going to use anybody but Gray and Valdez on FanDuel, but I decided Stripling had enough upside for me to take a shot there. I think Tukey you could argue for. I just am playing him more on DraftKings. And then I'm playing Tukey. So I've got Tukey 50%, Gray 50%, Cortez 38%, 25% Stripling, and 33% Valdez on DraftKings. But I have 70% Valdez on FanDuel, 10% Gray on FanDuel.
Okay. What I need to do right now before I do anything else is I need to take out Correa from my lineups, because it looks like he's not playing, right?
Yeah, I just did that. The easy swap for me, and that means Dansby Swanson better hit me a home run tonight, because I don't mind breaking up stacks on a short slate, and I actually don't mind just going to. I didn't have him at Correa in my big buy-in lineups, but I did have him in like 30% of my smaller ones. So I'm just switching that over to Dansby Swanson with some Gleyber Torres in my Yankee stacks.
All right, so I'm going to do that right now, and then if you wouldn't mind,
while you're doing that, I'll talk to the chat for a little bit. What's up, HG? What's up, Adam? Yeah, it says Adam says thanks, Cheats. To your point, he two-way chopped the LOL last week, and for what it's worth, 9th place today, both using your projections. So with SaberSim, so that's awesome, Adam. That's great. We love to hear that it's working out great. We would love to get the SaberSims guys on again pretty soon, because they're doing great stuff for you guys. So I'm glad to hear it. But I actually like this little slate, because I think that we have all these chalky offenses to go to and all these things to choose from, but they really can't, like we said, they can't all be too chalky, and certainly parts of them can't be too chalky. So I'll just say sort of who I'm leaning on in my stacks. Also, I'm very heavy on the Pittsburgh 2-man, maybe 3-man, but mostly it's 2-offs on DraftKings. And those guys would be, let me update my thing here. Let me update my projections. I really like Brian Reynolds. I don't think anyone's going to play Brian Reynolds tonight, and I am loving that spot. I also think it's worth noting Cincinnati has about the 4th, maybe the 3rd worst bullpen in baseball. If you can get to Gray at all, or even if he just struggles or has a weird blister like he sometimes does, you get that bullpen for a long time, and I just think that no one's going to play these Pirates. So putting 2 Pirates in with some of my chalky stacks, I think, is a really good way to go. And Reynolds will be the lowest. Reynolds is the 4K one, so no one wants to go there. I think you'll see a couple Polancos. I think you'll see a couple Parks, which I have with Reynolds. But getting a little mini stack in that game, I kind of like doing. I wish we would have had Garcia in there so I could use a second baseman, but you could even play Nagowski at first at 2.2. I don't mind taking that shot. I just think you got to try and find ways to get different. So I can play my pretty chalky stacks with those. I think that Castellanos is going to end up being way higher owned than everybody's projecting him. And I think Cincinnati is really popular, but I obviously do like them. I don't know what else to say. I like them, but if I have them combo stacked with Pittsburgh, I feel like I can get it different enough. And you can stack different parts of Cincinnati. Like you could go the bottom part. You could play Suarez batting 8th. You know what I mean? Farmer, who was going to be 35% owned, is now going to be 15 or 20% owned. You know what I mean? It's right. Nothing crazy creative. I will just say the White Sox thing on FanDuel, what I'm doing is where I'm playing the White Sox on FanDuel, I'm also using Bichette or Simeon another shortstop eligible position player in my utility with Tim Anderson, just to get a little different in terms of build and construction. And I do like the White Sox. Again, my favorite still stack is going to be the Blue Jays because they're going to be lower owned. You just can't play everybody, and you can play Gurriel down at the bottom. You can play Dickerson batting fifth now. I think we'll get a little bit of love now, but people are probably going to play Brantley over him. I like Dickerson better as a one-off. People, if you're going to play Houston, try and get Kyle Tucker in there instead of Brantley and Alvarez, who are going to be really popular. Also, you can play McCormick down at the bottom as your value play. That's just actually McCormick's betting second. Oof, I got to make some adjustments on that one.
All right, so let me tell you what I'm doing on DraftKings, and it's for those of you that were there in the morning for the show, you ain't gonna like it, but I already prefaced it by saying, listen, I might not play the guys that I like, if that made any sense. It just depends on how leverage kind of works out. So I will just say this: I went on a 15-minute tangent today about how basically the end result of it was that you shouldn't play Pittsburgh, right? I'm playing Pittsburgh in my big buy.
There you go, man. Like I didn't get the full stack, but one thing that's weird is like
I am playing a 3-man, and you can figure out. I'm playing a 3-man stack of actually Newman, Hayes, and Reynolds, and that's going to be in my big buy.
I like it.
And that's just what it's gonna have to be. Sorry.
I'm with you. I love it, man. I mean, like I'm all over this spot in general. Obviously, like I was saying the same thing. And look, the weird thing is, like, if you play a 3-man or a 2-man, like it's not like you need a million points from these guys, especially at these prices.
Yep.
You can have them. Reynolds can have 12 fantasy points, and Castellanos, Brantley, Tucker, the other guys people are gonna play in that similar-ish range, could end up with 8, and you're good. You know what I mean? You don't need you're not betting on them to win the slate with a 5-man. So I like that much better. I don't think as a 5-man I like them very much, but I really like that, getting little pieces of it, and hopefully we get the right guys.
The one thing that I might change is that I have is this Newman thing. So I have Newman at 2,500. If I can find a way. Maybe I just need the 2-man. Maybe I just need Reynolds, Hayes, and then if I did that, then could I play anybody at 2,700 at shortstop? No, not really. What else can I do here? I think I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, I would advise people get a little bit of Chase McCormick. Chas McCormick, however we want to pronounce it. I like this kid batting at the top. I would prefer him as a play over Naquin. I'll even play him with the Cincinnati stack instead of Naquin. Like I just
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you play McCormick as a one-off?
Absolutely. He's batting second against a righty.
Jax,
who I actually think is not a bad pitcher, as I mentioned earlier, but we'll see. And actually, it's not. The lineup shook out pretty good for him to have a little upside, but I'm not going there. I really like. I do have Cincinnati as a 4-man in my main lineup, but again, I'm playing 2 Pittsburgh. The guy who I can't seem to get away from at all today is Hunter Dozier on DraftKings. I just can't avoid the 2,800 at third base. It's a position that I could see spending up at, but because of my build, I'm just not doing that much. So I have Hunter Dozier like 55%.
So let me
I have Edwin Rivera too.
Let me go through my other builds. So I have now with that said, I do have 78% Sonny Gray.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have 78% Sonny Gray, but in my main lineup, I have the Pirates, and I have like 50% Valdez. I have 60% Toussaint, and on DraftKings, I want to say that's it. No, I do have 10% Stripling after all of that. And on FanDuel, and then I'll get into stacks. And then on FanDuel, I have just Gray and I have mostly Gray and the other one, Valdez. but I have a couple of sprinkles. I'm kind of embarrassed about one of them, but
Be embarrassed and share it with us.
I'm gonna tell you in a second. I have Cortez. I have one with Cortez. I have one with Stripling, and I owe it to SaberSim to give me one that I wouldn't play otherwise. I do have one in the $4.44 with Wade LeBlanc. So that is what it is.
Wade LeBlanc.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Hey, some people spend 4 hours on like a bad cup of coffee from Starbucks. I mean, I'm gonna spend $4 on Wade LeBlanc.
Yeah, there you go. No, don't have any issue with it. I really didn't get to as much Atlanta as I just didn't. You're not going to play everybody. I'm focusing more on. I want to give out some of my ownership just of what I have because it's hard to give each player. But like I've got 25% Stevenson, 30% Higashioka, 20% Perez. But I have Perez like 60% on FanDuel. Gallagher, I'm using as a value saver. Reese McGuire and a couple Toronto stacks. In general, I say don't play the medium-ish priced guys, but it's different on 6-game slates in the stacks you like. I'm getting a ton of McCormick. I'm just going to get to like 30+% of him no matter what. He's actually my preferred Houston outfielder now. Brian Reynolds, I have 45% of. I have 25% Winker, 30% Bichette, 30% India, 40% Votto. Those are not revolutionary. 20% Park, 25% Polanco, 10% Newman, 40% Farmer, and 20% Gurriel, 20% Springer, 20% or 18% of Grichuk to get different in my other stacks. And I have Guerrero is in all but 2 of my lineups on FanDuel, and he's in only 25% of mine on DraftKings.
So we have a problem.
What's that?
It's not a problem. It's kind of like not an OCD problem. So I have a lineup here where right now I have 2 Pittsburghs. I have 2 Pittsburghs, and I have a one-off of Chase McCormick or Chas McCormick.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, except I could take out Chas McCormick and just slot Polanco right in there and make it so pretty.
Go ahead. I now prefer McCormick over Polanco, but the problem is he'll also be higher owned.
Well, but again, I mean, you gotta give the correlation a little bit of a bump, right?
Yeah, but the problem is it's not a correlation that I like getting too much exposure to.
It just makes it a 3-man instead of a 2-man.
Yeah,
it's not
you're using all your outfield spots though, or no, you're playing Newman.
Yeah, I'm using instead of McCormick though. It's just a 1v1. I mean,
who instead of McCormick? I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Polanco.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Yeah, go ahead. I think that's fine. The problem is, get a 3-man. I like the Pittsburgh 3-man, but I'm just not going higher than 3 for them. But I definitely like it. Reynolds, Tucker. I have Bo Bichette as my one-off on DraftKings also as in my main lineup. Tim Anderson should get a little bit more love than Bichette. I'm just trying to see where Bichette is projected right now. And I think most of Bichette's are going to be in stacks, and he's only projected at 10%, whereas Tim Anderson is going to be probably double that. So I'm just trying to side with a little bit of, whatever you want to call it, I guess.
I got a lot of Maldonado.
A lot of Maldonado, yeah.
Well, I have he's in like Houston stacks. That's all.
Right. One thing that's interesting, I know Houston's popping off the page and everything like that. I think they're going to end up being much higher owned than people think. And I'm just going to say this is not their best lineup. I'm just making an argument to fade. I'm not fully stacking them very much. I have them in like 1 or 2, but I have a lot of pieces of them. But I actually believe in Jax's talent as being decent. He's trying to figure it out still. and it's a terrible matchup, and they have a horrible bullpen behind them. But I'm just trying to find a way to justify why I'm trying to get off Houston, in addition to the fact that I think they're going to be really high owned. I actually think Houston's going to end up being the most popular team by a pretty decent amount on the slate.
More than Cincinnati?
I think so,
Yeah.
especially with the way that the pricing works now for them. You've got two guys in the top 5 of the order at 27 and 2,500.
WW Fresh. I'm not playing Gray. This guy is more unstable than.
I love it. Brooklyn Juice. That's funny. I started laughing out loud to myself when I read that. And Gurriel versus Tucker. I do like Tucker better, but I want to get off the board a little bit.
JJJ is saying I need a one-off outfielder, 5,500 or lower, or do I just jam Springer?
I think the best Springer's fine. I love Springer, but Judge is probably the best bet play. Like if you're gonna make a bet on who's gonna hit a home run, I would bet higher on Judge. I think personally, that's just me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm avoiding all my main pitchers. I am playing my Cortez and Tucson in my main lineup as those two men. I know neither of them are off the board. I do think most people will pair them with one of the other studs, actual studs or kind of studs. And I agree that Sonny Gray is so weirdly volatile. It is a great matchup for him, but I'm very okay with skipping him in my main lineups. He's not on my main one on FanDuel or DraftKings. So,
okay.
But he's in other lineups of mine. I'm not going to say I don't have him at all. If I go
69. Oh, no. Shit. 18. Wins.
If you're not playing those guys too, like Josh Donaldson is a good, other counterplay for Minnesota. I sort of like that. You can get, some leverage against the Valdez and all that. And he's 4K on DraftKings. That's something I'm looking at doing. Yeah. Park. I think I want Castellanos over Winker, and Winker's so much more expensive. So I'm going to try and get weird with this and play Castellanos.
Yeah. Okay. What's
Can I really just leave this on the table? I could.
I have a lot with both of them.
Yeah. The thing that worries me about this Park is that, I just feel like there's so much other value out there now that I'm sort of stuck in a weird spot all of a sudden. I think that's what I'm going to do. Donaldson and McCormick.
Playing any Seattle or no?
Probably
not.
No.
Yeah.
But I have some Ty France. That's about it.
Yeah, I was about to say I got sprinkles of them. You know what I mean? I got a little Haniger.
Yeah. So I'm running into the same exact issue you are. I might just forego. It feels weird to have two major lineups and have no Houston players in either of them. At 3 major lineups, actually, in any of them. It does scare me, but I just am trying to get off this chalk, and it's the best way I can figure it out. Reynolds, Polanco.
You like any Soler as like a one-off, or even part of a stack?
Yeah, I love Soler. He was on my little video I did earlier, but I didn't getting to him very much, just because of different preferences and how I was building my lineups. The fact that I'm starting McCormick against a righty too, really wanted to get some more exposure to that. Yeah, so now in my main lineup, I have a Cincinnati stack, but my other players are facing Valdez and Gray. So, you know what I mean? Like this, I think that's a good way to get different. To use one off Donaldson.
I think their lineups are just are more similar than they might normally be.
I don't think they're totally the same now.
Oh, that's the same, but it's good. It's not bad.
No, maybe it's a good thing, dude. I'll take it. You've been on fire, and also look at our golf lineups are similar, and now we're battling each other in that one. If you want a Seattle mini, would you say Haniger, France, or Seager would be a good mix to choose from? Yeah, I absolutely think that's the way I would try to do it. France, Seager, Haniger, Crawford's fine, but I would prefer those guys. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Preferred build for DK. That's a really hard question to answer. What do you mean the preferred build? We don't play cash games, so if you want a cash game question, I'm happy to answer any direct ones. But I don't know what you mean. What's a preferred? Oh, you mean like 4-2 or 4 on these smaller slates? I mean, in general, the answer for everybody is going to tell you 5-man stacks, and then like 5-2-1, 5-1-1-1, a 5-3. I like to do some 4-3-1s, 4-2-1s, 4-2-2s. 4-1. Today, on these slates, I really think you should not be paying as much attention to that personally. It's just there's 6 games to choose from. I don't know. I would try to not worry too much about it.
I'm interested that HC you're trying DraftKings over FanDuel. I'm always curious to hear where people play and why they play, and because usually not standard, but most people, but mostly play DraftKings and then sometimes play FanDuel. And then to have someone try DraftKings for the first time after trying FanDuel for a while, I just find it interesting to see how people get into the game and stuff like that. Because I imagine that's what maybe his first site was playing on was FanDuel, I guess.
I don't know.
HC, did you start off playing on FanDuel, and is this literally your first time trying to play on DraftKings?
Yeah, let us know. I'm curious too.
So they have some interesting variants for the early slate going on in this Arizona game. They're down 3 runs, but bases loaded, no outs, top 9 for San Fran.
Hey, maybe I can get back in it.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening here. I'm not getting updated here.
Do you have Brandon Belt somehow?
I actually do in some lineups. He's 5,400 too, so he can't be
up with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Okay.
And a 1-0 count.
I can't get a direct update on that game actually.
I'll get
you. Wait, I am cashing now. It looks like possibly my big one. Yeah. All right. Let's.
DraftKings it's a little harder because of their 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
What would you advise someone? I mean, like if they played FanDuel and now they're playing DraftKings, like what would you?
I'd say exactly what I'd say that the standard is people tell you 5-3, 5-2, 5-2-1, 5-1-1-1. These slates it matters less to do the full 5-man stack. I think that also there's value in playing 4-2. The same thing I always say: 4-3-1s and 4-2-2s. Occasionally even a 3-3-2. Like a state like today is a good one for that. Just because you're getting so much, you want to try and get different in the field, right? Like you need to try and find any way you can. So
I would also say that in general, HC, you're going to find that it's harder on DraftKings to get to the higher priced guys than it would be on FanDuel.
I would say it's totally the opposite now. I
was going to say that the cheaper guys on DraftKings kind of stand out a little bit more. Oh, so you were going to say that it's easier to get? Because I never have trouble finding doing what I want on FanDuel.
That's my point. So it's easier. So it's easier to get the higher price guys.
Right. That's what I said. So you're going to find.
I thought you said the exact opposite. I'm sorry.
Right. You're going to find on DraftKings kind of harder to get to those big expensive guys, and you're going to have to if you're going to do that. But the good thing is that DraftKings does have like a whole bunch. That's a base hit for Belt. 1 run is in. The second run is being held. Yes, it is being held.
Not in my main one, unfortunately.
Single and RBI, and the wheel keeps going.
Yeah, I need to get it back around to the top. I need to somehow find a way to get Lamont Wade to do something. He should be batting pretty soon. All right. Well, it's nice not to at least be losing money, which is weird. I literally am still getting nothing out of this stack. I've got a combined 15 fantasy points from my San Francisco stack and 0 from JD Martinez, and somehow still cashing. These things are so weird. These are
the only 2 stacks that are still alive. I mean, they're still playing.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I like Detroit. It was I felt like it was a bad omen, right, when Grossman hit a home run and then got pulled after his next at bat. I think I must have got hit by a pitch or something. I actually didn't see it. But I had Grossman in like a ton of my other lineups today, including draft FanDuel, and just nothing worked out. Anyway, guys, any questions or thoughts on the slate?
And I'll say something else, by the way. You know, in my 300 or whatever in the early slate, I mean, I got 4 Zona guys. I mean, if we can somehow get this to extras, I can get a couple of swipes in.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, you have to think it's favored to go to extras right now, right? It's bases loaded, no outs, 4-2.
No. It's definitely not favored to go to extras. It's favored for one of the teams to win.
Right. Well, you want to know something really interesting? So they were talking about this in one of the broadcasts a couple of weeks ago. With they did a study on what the average results are with bases loaded, no outs, and the number one rated result is the team scores 1 run. Then the second most result is 2 runs, and the third most result is 0 runs.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's what I would get.
And I think
was that all for repeats, or was that just for this year?
I don't know what it was for, actually. I don't know what the sample was.
My guess is this year an out would probably pass 2 runs. It would just be a wild guess because people more swing for the fences and they strike out a lot more. I mean, the people strike out. I mean, like I said, the average major league strikeout rate is basically Nolan Ryan's career strikeout rate. So to give you an idea how different.
That's amazing, huh?
That's why I hate historical. When people say, well, look at what this happened in this. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just a different game. That's why another good reason for not fully stacking. Like, I mean, it's completely logical. If everyone else didn't fully stack, you can't really measure it. Because like we said, like if 80% or 90% of the people are doing the same thing, then it's really hard to measure. Obviously, none of those lineups are ever optimal. So nobody's ever hitting an optimal lineup in baseball.
Right.
But it's interesting to see what it would actually do if you didn't stack and you just played your favorite plays, maybe in 2-man stacks or 3-man stacks. I know there's some coordination that matters, but when you're talking about DraftKings especially, the coordinating means less than FanDuel. Like I will never have a lineup that doesn't have, almost. I'll have some 3-3s on FanDuel, but I almost never have like a 3 and then blank or whatever. On DraftKings, I can have 4 from a team and then 4 one-offs and on a small slate, and it totally makes sense to me because you really don't get that much out of the runs and RBIs. You're playing for power. It looks like there's no more questions or anything going on over there. Sheets, I think that's great that you did that, man. I think it's going to be really, really, people are really going to make it a lot.
So we have bases loaded, 1 out, and we have Wilmer Flores at the plate. Pinch hitting probably for someone that I need.
It should be the pitcher, I believe, because Belt, I think, was batting 7th. So then I've got my guy on deck here. So I need to at least keep the inning going. I don't really need it to happen. I think it's pretty much, as long as the game, unless your guys all hit home runs in the 9th inning or something.
Right.
Maybe you can.
Right.
Where are you at? What spot are you in? So I can just take a look at your thing.
No, not even close.
Oh, you're 36. Yeah. I'm just a little behind you here. But yeah, so I realized
fly ball, guy swung for the fences.
That's okay though. They still can get it with Wade.
Yeah, just a little single. That's all.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be greedy and ask for a grand slam and jump me into the top 10 that I never had a chance of winning. Exactly. Not really a top 10, but probably like somewhere in there. I don't think we have a whole lot else. Sheets, do you have anything?
No.
I'm happy to sit here and chill. We'll just chill, guys. So if you're gonna come in, don't hate. We're gonna chill and finish watching. I'm
gonna hang out for like 10 more minutes. I'm gonna start uploading my LOL projections for later. And then then I'm gonna go off to dinner.
Yeah.
What's going on? Oh yeah, so we're gonna have so tomorrow I'm gonna be out for live, and I'm just telling everybody in advance. I'll post it. I'm going to be out for all projection updates after like 2:00 in the afternoon. So
Yeah, the weekend updates are going to be tough to get. I'll do my part of get my stuff up, but I understand that look, you got a life.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
We appreciate whatever you're able to do.
Do my best.
Anyway, let's see what.
All
else.
right, I guess I'll just call it, right?
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing else to look out for. We don't even have I'm just trying to see if there's any weird trend. You have crosswinds in Chicago, crosswinds in St. Louis. There's really nothing really. There's a little.
You know what we can do? Let's sweat this. Let's sweat this last batter. So it's 0-2 to Wade, actually.
Yeah, to Wade.
0-2 to Wade, who's 0 for 4. 0-2, 0 for 4. That's like a perfect opportunity for a triple, right? Let's see what we got.
It would be a nice 20 or whatever.
Is Taylor Clippard the same guy from the Yankees 100 years ago? Jesus.
Taylor Clippard.
He threw an amazing pitch that the guy didn't swing at. That's a great pitch.
Yeah, I'm excited. The golf will be fun. I wish that it's always. First of all, I always wish there was a cut line, except for when my guy's +3.
Not me this time. This is why I have Siwoo Kim, who would never make the cut.
Oh, really?
But that accesses me to.
What do you think the cut would probably end up around 3 or 4, right? Probably 4, maybe 3. Yeah, probably 3 or 4 if there was a cut line. It's hard to know with so few golfers.
That's the thing.
But isn't that interesting to you that I can have the same lineup as a friend of mine who the first time ever me and Kenny didn't talk about golf before the golf weekend, literally ever.
Really?
First time ever we have the same lineup and no one has it duplicated in the millionaire or the 250K for first. But we have the same one. He's got it in the $5. I've got it in that one.
And meanwhile, I feel bad for you. Your freaking 555 is the same as duped by Empire Maker.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take a chop with Empire Maker. It's such a chalky lineup that I ended up building in my 555, but and it's it really is annoying to me. Sheets is I played Matt Wolf and Burns in every other lineup, and instead I happened to stick with Horschel I was like, I'll leave Horschel in just one, and that happens to be the one that's going crazy.
Yeah, let's see, and try to get a fastball by him. 2-2. Okay.
What's happening? Is it first and second or second?
No, bases loaded. 4-2.
All you announced was
2-2. 2 outs. Wade checks. Wade looks over at the bench. They're showing the manager. They're showing Merrill Kelly sweating. Tyler Clippard comes to the stretch, comes to a set, brings it. Oh, it's fouled away. 2-2. I'm not violating any copyright laws by doing this.
I'm going to the Dodger game tomorrow, so no matter what, I'm going to end up stacking the Dodgers. We know that for sure.
Oh, we know that.
Thanks to DraftKings, by the way. Thank you, guys. They gave me some beautiful seats, 4 rows up behind first base. And we got the Freeway Series here. We're playing the Angels, so it's kind of fun. I wanted to go to the
wait, Clifford comes to set. Looks in, pitches. No, 3-2. 3-2, bases loaded, 2 out. Everybody's in motion.
Wait, are you? Wait, Rody, are you talking to us? You're always invited. Just tell me when you're free, and we can always pop on. But also, we're good for tomorrow, right? We can ask for your approval over here.
Okay.
It's a rule. You got to stack if you're going to the game. There's worse things than stacking the Dodgers against.
He brings it. It's a line shot down the right field line. 1 run will score.
Is it really?
2 runs will score.
Is it really?
It's true. We're going maybe to extras.
Oh, Rody. That's pretty funny, man. All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to extras yet.
Not yet. We've got to get one guy out.
No matter what, you at least get your 9th inning ABs.
That's right.
So that's big for you. That gives you look. If you got 9, you need them to score more runs here actually, because you need multiple occurrences to happen.
All right. Well,
it can happen.
Start with getting that bad. Start with this. It's right. This is right. That's true. All right, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna eat. Good luck, everybody, and I guess I'm not gonna be around tomorrow. I will. So I won't see you guys live until next week. Have a good weekend.
Good luck, everybody. Thanks, Sheets. Take it easy.